My fellow Biafrans, listeners all across the world, I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you listen to the sound of my voice. This is the Biafra Superstars Media. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day of the Lord. Today, Monday, the 27th of October, 2025. Our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, was in court today to defend himself in court. So before I speak on this, I would like us to just listen to a snippet of what happened in court today. And I'll come back to give a very brief, in-depth analysis. Please listen to what our leader said in court today. Listen.
They're here that distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they?
Not yet.
You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
Oyendo Amadike, we love you, we appreciate you. Ohamadike. Ohamadike, we appreciate you. Today he called out on the news media. Those we call the Zoom media, the Yoruba media, unfortunately, it is coming from a particular tribe. They own the media in Lagos. They control the media in Nigeria. They control the narrative of the media across that so-called Nigeria. So no insult to my Yoruba brothers, but unfortunately, the runners of the media in Nigeria are from the Yoruba tribe. Today, our leader was in court and he came out boldly. And in his defense, he said he gave praises to God and told the justice that he has no case to answer. That he has gone through his case files and he's glad, he is joyous, he is grateful that he has no case to answer. So let the game begins. It will be upon the judge, Justice James Omotosho, to come out and say in the public that Nnamdi Kanu has a case to answer. Because the Abuja High Court is a lower court compared to the appeal court of Nigeria. So let us watch and see how in the next adjournment, I believe that's on the 4th of November, let us watch and see how the justice, as they call him, James Omotosho, will come out in the public and tell Nnamdi Kanu to his face that he has a case to answer. They are playing checkers, we are playing chess. Let him come out and condemn or overturn the rulings of the appeal court that said Nnamdi Kanu has been discharged and no other court, no other case should be brought against him. No other charges should be brought against him. That's a higher court, higher than the court that Justice James Omotosho is sitting on. So that's the next phase. We told you that with the hands of Nigeria, they will condemn their own law. They will condemn the precedents, the jurisprudence of the rule of law in Nigeria. We are waiting to see what will happen on the 4th of November, where James Omotosho will come in the public and say, Nnamdi Kanu, you have a case to answer. Despite the Court of Appeal, the higher court, has said Nnamdi Kanu should be sent back to Kenya. He was discharged of all cases or of all charges and said he's a free man. But unfortunately, Malami came out in the public and said no, that yes, Nnamdi Kanu was discharged, but he was not acquitted. So even though the discharge was there, they didn't give him no freedom. He was still being held in custody. He was still being held in custody for 2 weeks before Malami and his stooges put in for a stay for the judgment reached by the Court of Appeal. Until this day, the rigmarole is still going on. the gymnastics of the Nigerian Zoo media, still carrying the narrative saying Nnamdi Kanu, he jumped bail, and the rest of them. I wonder if any of them will be still standing if a government come to your house, send their Islamic military to your home to kill you, while in the process, 28 people in your house were killed. Even in the days of Abacha, just the pressure that he put on NADECO, all the members of the NADECO, they went on exile. They were traveling through and fro, leaving Nigeria, going on exile. They even have what they call the infamous NADECO route, a route taken by them to escape from Nigeria, despite just a pressure from Nigeria, from the government of Nigeria back then. But in this case of a man that 28 people were killed in his home, including his dog Jack. They killed 28 human beings, including the dog of Nnamdi Kanu, known as Jack. And some of you wicked, evil-minded people still expect him to remain in Nigeria. But in the time of Tinubu, he felt the heat, the pressure, even though we know he was the eye of Abacha during the time of NADECO and MKO Abiola. We know now that he is the eye because his antics shows he is not a Democrat. So those things he was doing back then in the time of NADECO was just a charade. I have called out for the real members of NADECO to come in the public and condemn this man they call the president of Nigeria. He's not a Democrat. He should be ashamed of himself. All the real members of NADECO, you must come out and condemn the actions of this man. We all thought that Buhari was the problem. We assumed, that Buhari was the mad lunatic that was the problem. Not knowing that this one will even be worse. Today, we are hearing now that the CDS, the new chief of the defense staff, or whatever they want to call him, is now a Yoruba man. The AGF is a Yoruba man. The justice dealing with the case of Nnamdi Kanu, Justice James Omotosho, is a Yoruba man. The prosecutors of Nnamdi Kanu in court are Yorubas. The president is a Yoruba man. Now you can see the tribalistic nature of a man you call a Democrat. Where is the balance? Where is the Wazobia school of thought that you all professed back in the days of Zik, Awolowo, and the rest of them? Tribalism has eaten deep in that country. That you guys, you are not one, but you pretend to be one. You only love it because he's your brother, and that's why you support whatever policies he brought up or brings about. To the Yorubas, this is not you. Tribalism should not be in your nature. Don't allow this man to bring the worst out of you. I've told the real Yorubas to come out and say, not in your name will Tinubu be doing this, what he's doing to the Igbos. Because this man has waged a war on the Biafrans, especially the Igbos. Our businesses in Lagos are being destroyed. Our homes in Lagos are being destroyed. Our land and licenses being revoked in Lagos as we speak. There is a war going on against the Igbos. Unfortunately, by the Yorubas. Unfortunately, by the political elite from the Yoruba side. So I'm calling on the whole world. The God that you serve must be a God of justice. If not, you are serving the Lucifer. You are in bed with the devil if your God is not the God of justice. Because what this man is going through is not justice. This is not how justice looks like. This is not the face of justice. This is not the antics of justice. When there is justice, you will respect the rule of law. When there is justice, you will treat everyone, every man, woman, tribe, people equally. When there is justice, you will make sure that there is no bigger I or smaller you. Everyone have the same equal opportunities in your country, in your state, in your community. In whatever you do, there must be balance. In Egypt, they call it ma'at. The law of ma'at, balance in whatever you do. The yin and yang is there, but that place, that bliss point, is justice, where everything is carried out according to the conscience of your heart. Today, what you see in Nigeria is unbelievable. As we speak, the Christians are being killed everywhere, left, right, and center. We are seeing the killing of the Christians, but yet the media are calling it a farmers and herders clash. Islamization is happening in Nigeria as we speak, but the media say no, it is a farmers and herders clash. The other day, they blamed the IPOB as the one propagating the news about genocide of Christians in Nigeria. Today, as we speak, despite terrorism all across Nigeria, your army, your police, your navy, they are in Biafra land, killing the children of Biafra. The Biafran war has not ended. They see us as the enemy. They want to annihilate the people of God with the Biafrans. But we are saying the case of Nnamdi Kanu will be the last. This is the last time you will have a piece of us. This will be the last time. Going forward, we have divorced ourselves from Nigeria. We don't believe in Nigeria. And we are done with this thing called Nigeria. Fellow Biafrans, I'll leave it here for now. All I want to tell you is that observe what will happen on the 4th of November, where Justice James Omotosho will have to go against the rule of law, what they call the judicial precedence, where they said, the lower court cannot supersede the higher courts. So we shall watch and see what it says in the next court date of Nnamdi Kanu. Let's see if he will come and say Nnamdi Kanu have a case to answer. By saying that, it means he is going against a superior court, a higher court of the Court of Appeal that said Nnamdi Kanu on no account should they bring any charges against him. We shall be observing. We shall be watching from a distance. We shall be seeing the antics of Nigeria. This will bring a shame, disgrace on that entity called Nigeria. Fellow Biafrans, this is all across the world. Let's leave it here for now. But let's keep on observing. Thank you. May God bless you. And may God bless Biafra. Thank you.